So just introduce yourself and explain why voters should select you.
Oh my goodness. Well, my name is Elbert Holman. I'm a full-time resident of Stockton, California. Been here all my life. My family's here. Come from a family of 10 children. Six of us are still living here. I'm married to one Marcia Holman. We've been married for 51 years and we have two daughters as a result of that marriage, seven grandchildren, and one and a half great grandchildren. I'll say that. We have one great grandson and one on the way, one child on the way. Why you should vote for me? I have 10 years of experience legislatively here in the city of Stockton. Prior to that, I spent 34 years in law enforcement in and about San Joaquin County. 20 years with the San Joaquin County Sheriff's Department and 14 years with the San Joaquin County District Attorney's Office. During that time, I retired in 2005, and I retired after serving as 5 years as the chief of the investigations division of the San Joaquin County District Attorney's Office, responsible for all the investigations that the district attorney takes on. I had approximately 90 highly trained investigators on my watch, and we handled everything from welfare fraud to, you name it, political corruption. So I say all that to say that my experience vastly outweighs my opponent. During my 10 years on the Stockton City Council, I served 2 of those years as the vice mayor, but I served on every major committee, from water to council of governments to flood control, you name it. I was elected by all the cities, councils in the Central Valley, from Bakersfield to Sacramento, to be president of the California League of Cities and lead their advocacy with state government on behalf of cities. I served with the California League of Cities on the Public Safety Policy Committee, where we lobbied for public safety issues for all cities in California. So we did that with much success, and I believe that the things that I have in my background will contribute greatly to the Board of Supervisors being a successful entity.
What issues do you see being important to the county?
Well, the county has a lot of issues. But when I served on the board of, the San Joaquin Stockton City Council, I'll say, Stockton was in its worst financial crisis in the history of the city of Stockton. We dealt with that. We turned the city around from being the largest city in the United States to ever file bankruptcy, being rated by Forbes magazine as being the most miserable city to live in the United States, to actually turning its economy around to where Stockton is the second most fiscally sound city in California out of the 480 plus cities in California. Only Irvine, California had a better rating than Stockton. Stockton's fiscal issues, when you have the largest city in your county to be in that fiscal dilemma, it has a ripple effect. I just read an article from San Francisco Chronicle back in October where it says that cities in California are in denial in terms of their fiscal health. We learned a little bit of that while we were going through our bankruptcy, that there were cities that were on the edge of bankruptcy, but they continue to kick the can down the road. I don't want to see that to happen. If cities are in those issues, counties are in the same boat, because the cities are in the county. And if the cities are in distress, the county's going to be in distress. And so I want to come to the county to make sure that our fiscal house is in order. Crime is another issue. About 34 years of law enforcement experience, crime has become an issue. We were able to turn crime around in the city of Stockton during my tenure on the Stockton City Council. When we filed bankruptcy, we set a record 75 homicides in the city of Stockton. We've since turned that around. We lost 100 police officers during the bankruptcy process. At the present time, we have probably more police officers than we've had in the history of the city of Stockton on the Stockton Police Department. Um, uh, Things are looking better. They're trending in the way that we would like them to trend. And that's what we can ask for now. We can continue to keep getting better. And that's what I would like to do on the Board of Supervisors, is to help make things get better.
Okay. You're challenging an incumbent.
Yes.
Why are you asking voters to unseat an incumbent when, as you just said, things are getting better?
Well, I'm an evidence-based person. Being a law enforcement officer, there has to be evidence. I've taken a look at this issue way back in the last election, and I saw that this District 3 is a very diverse, gerrymandered district. It encompasses a lot of issues. You have North Stockton, you have Brookside, you have Country Club, and then you jump down to all of Lathrop and northern Manteca. The issues are very, very diverse. I've done my homework. I've gone down to Lathrop. I've interviewed leaders down there, interviewed leaders in Manteca, and they don't feel, almost to a person, that they're getting the support that they need from the Board of Supervisors. On the various boards that I've sat on, there's some serious issues that are down in Lathrop and Manteca area. For instance, RD 17, which is the levee system down on the eastern bank of the San Joaquin River, is going to seriously affect Lathrop's ability to continue to evolve. If you go down to Lathrop now, you'll see a lot of building going on. But that's just the infrastructure. If they don't do something about adhering to Senate Bill 5 and bring those levees up to 200-year flood protection, they're not going to be able to build. You're just going to see vacancies out there. The lower San Joaquin, just last winter, we had a levee break. Those levees down there need to be fulfilled. We're trying to grow the economy here in San Joaquin County. But if you go down to Highway 120, which is down in southern, kind of down around Manteca, the place is like a parking lot. You can't have business come to this valley, to Stockton, Lathrop, Manteca, Tracy area, when they don't have the ability to adequately and efficiently move goods and services. When they see that down there, they're not going to come. So I think that there's not a lot of effort been put from District 3, which is that, it encompasses that district, to enhance those areas. There's been more things like talking about ethics, trying to move homeless people into an agricultural zone, which is a no-no. Those have been the big things that I say my opponent has been trying to bring forth, and those don't do anything. I mean, I'm not saying they're not important, but it's the wrong approach to those issues, and I bring a more sensible approach to what needs to be done in District 3.